So one which actually doesn't have a stinger, so we'll shuffle on to our next topic, which is Snow White. I know. Don't get butthurt, mate, because currently you're blowing people's eardrums up. So it's a good thing that we don't have a stinger for this. All right. But Disney revealed their first look at Snow White and have seemingly they're dwarfs. After all this, they're dwarfs. What's going on? What do we say to this? Because when they announced that they were going to be doing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Peter Dinklage came out, king of the little people, didn't you know? King of the dwarfs, and bitched and moaned that it was backwards. And so Disney quite literally released a statement saying they're going to do better. So we apparently had the 7 bandits, and they were magical creatures. They were diverse. There's been a whole bunch of backlash. It's been delayed an entire year, and now they're dwarfs. And they're all white. And they're not actual actors. I don't know what the fuck's going on. What is going on? Can someone tell me what is going on?
Well, okay. I've explained this before. I'm going to do it one more time. The original film is the entire basis of success for the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah.
The original film was so important and groundbreaking. They made an exception and gave a special Oscar and 7 other really small Oscars for the film, which hadn't been done yet. There were processes developed during the course of creating the original film. It was the cornerstone of what was to come for the Walt Disney Corporation. It's an IP that is so ingrained within Disney that the corporate headquarters actually have the dwarves holding up the buttressing on the outside of the building. That's how important this is to Disney. So if they screw it up, it will be something that people like you and me and Mike and others, Nick, many more, WDW Pro, Jonas J. Campbell, everybody, VR. I mean, I can go down a list of people. Will point at and say, "You destroyed your own iconography. That you're criminals at that point, as far as in the corporate sense." So they had to go back to the drawing board and not give us the diversity fest, if that's what they even did. People are trying to tell and say this, that you're still going to get the 7 diversity hippies in the film. I'm not sure that that's necessarily the case, but for a film that wasn't going to have dwarves, we got dwarves.
Yeah. I don't know what to think of this, because there is the potential chance that they are just gonna, I don't know, have them changing. Why would they've clearly changed something, because my thinking is, well, they've hired all these bloody actors to do this 7 bandits thing, diverse roles. So I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe they will have these 7 bandits also. Maybe they're going to change into these dwarfs, and the dwarfs are actually the 7 bandits. But then why would they be diverse, and then why would they be then white, and why would one actually be a dwarf, and then they? They've really screwed the pooch on this, because then if they haven't done that and they're just CGIing over everything with these dwarfs, then people are going to be outraged because they should have just hired dwarfs from the beginning.
Well, from an economic standpoint, wouldn't that have been cheaper, Nate? I mean, to hire the actors than to spend however, right? I mean, because CGI and graphics is freaking expensive as all hell.
It's so bizarre.
I don't understand, and I don't understand why they
so bizarre.
I think releasing that image too, like, why did they release that image now? I mean, does it connect to the Daily Wire? Does it not? Does it like this is supposed to tide us over? I don't know. It's absolutely baffling to me the way this thing's rolling out. Baffling.
Well, they released that image and then they announced it's delayed a year. It's like,
right.
Because they have to redo the entire film almost. Like you said, there might be some scenes that are going to be preserved, but you can tell from the photo, and this is many people have stated, and I'm going to join in on that chorus, that that's clearly just recently rendered. It's not even fully done. It looks like hot garbage.
I mean, but everything's being pushed back. Do you think so? Your position that they're redoing the movie to reorient the direction or change stuff like they did on Flash, like how they kept redoing it.
I'm telling you right now, even Grace Randolph has insinuated that that's the case. I'm right there.
You're killing me. Okay. The minute that you and Grace Randolph agree, I'm going to lose my mind. But okay.
Well, I'm just telling you, it's not only that, Mike. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense. And I'm the reason I'm saying it that way is because look at how far they pushed back Elio, which is a CGI animated film, got pushed back 15 months because they have to remake that.
I know, but how do we know this thing wasn't already or this thing wasn't done, and then it's not about remaking it, they're just pushing it back because they weren't done with it. I mean, Mission Impossible got pushed back.
Yeah, but that was barely in the startup thing before the actors strike.
Oh, so I don't know where it was at, so maybe that's a bad example.
It's done. They were going to come back and do some pickups and things like that. So I mean, we're looking at something that they're going to have to rework in a way to make it closer to a shot-for-shot representation of the animated film.
Explain a little bit. The images that were leaked, which showed the 7 bandits, Mikey, they were promo images. They were going to be used for marketing material.
Yeah.
The 7 bandits were going to be in marketing material. So,
okay. All right.
Now we get
I stand corrected.
See why it's a bit like how it doesn't really make any sense.
I stand corrected. I take back everything I just said. I did not know that about that original image.
Well, they tried to deny it. Obviously, the actress stand-in wasn't Rachel; it was a stand-in. But even if all of them were stand-ins, they were stand-ins for the images that they're going to show for posters and things like that. So, yeah. But that's going back to ways. Like you said,
now that brings up my other concerns. Holy hell! How much is this thing going to cost at the end of the day?
They're already $300 million, mate. So it's significantly more than that now.
It's gonna cost them. I mean, the CGI render time alone. Man,
yeah,
they're at 300 million now.
Yeah, it's 300 million already. So then you've got to add on a year of visual effects work. The most expensive part of movies nowadays.
Wow, they're idiots. Oh,
yeah, massive. All because I wanted a virtue signal. All because I wanted a panda.
Oh,
the Pander Stone. I think the fallout of the Pander Stone was the reason that image got released. I'm telling you right now.
Do you think?
But that image got released before the Pander Stone episode. Are you talking about the previews?
No, I'm talking about the one we just saw. The CGI.
Oh, the one with the rendering. The CGI version. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that was a direct response. They had to get together as fast as possible, which is why it's not completely rendered. Which is why you can see holes in the vertices. Which is why George R.R. Martin is in there. Which is why. Which is why. Other actors are in there that the likenesses of those people are in there because it was just easier to use them to mask off of. So I like I said, my guess is this is going to cost them another $200 million. So there'll be $500 million in before marketing.
You know why else I think this is released? It just something dust on. I mean, I'll throw this out for consideration by you fine gentlemen here, which is that everything has to be lined up. We now know that the SAG negotiations are allowing Rachel Zegler to go out and promote this Hunger Games movie. Yeah. And this image came out. So this image was also released to soften her image and deflect away from all of the Snow White criticism that's been overwhelming the last 2 or 3 months.
Well, yeah, it'd also get people to talk about that in a positive light so they at least get a headline. Yeah. Rachel Zegler said about this. Ooh, Because might be asked something in crossovers. You never know.
Oh, she's gonna get wrecked. I would not. I still wouldn't send her out for press. I wouldn't.
No, never in a million years.